I think that when you set your mind to doing something and it's for the better of other people, you have to see it through because people are depending on you.
Yeah.
And when I think of everything that I've touched, that of course I benefit from, but the real benefit is other people, that you have to stay the course and you have to be true to that all the way through.
Welcome to the Deep End Podcast with Dave and Jen. Today's episode is with our good friend Cher. Listen in as she talks about what it looks like to live a life with conviction. Let's dive in. You can start. We've already started. Welcome to the Deep End. Here we are.
All right.
Why not?
I jumped us right in too,
Yeah, I
right?
love it. Cher's like, hey, I know what I'm doing here. Like, this is what we need. She's ready to roll. So, we're in the deep end already.
And
so
we've got a famous podcaster joining.
There's nothing, maybe infamous, but definitely not famous for sure.
I like that. Famous podcast.
I mean, the only thing famous about me is my name, which was who I was named after. But
you legitimately were named after
legitimately.
her.
My first name is Sherilyn, which is her first name. But growing up here in North Carolina, the school teachers didn't pronounce it correctly.
How they pronounce it?
Sherry Lynn.
Yeah,
Sherry Lem.
And I wouldn't answer. I got in
"Who's
trouble.
that?"
I got in trouble so many times in school because when you are like first to your class and they're taking roll and like Sherry Lynn Story. By the way, my maiden name was Story. Sherry Lynn Story, and I wouldn't answer because I'm not Sherry Lynn.
You're like,
right? And so I would just sit there quietly, and because I could, it made me so mad.
Wow, so that
And
strong spirit was in you from the beginning.
Right
Yeah.
away.
My mom says my first words were "I do," and I've been doing ever since, and I think that's probably correct.
No.
Strong will.
So, but I was named after Cher.
I like
Wait, do you like Cher? Like you
I
listen to her
love
music?
Cher.
Okay,
I
good.
love her music.
Yeah.
Absolutely. I think that she's a great entertainer. I grew up watching the Sonny and Cher show with my parents.
That's so cute.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So have
That's
you?
great.
I'm sure you've seen this, but there's like a clip of her talking about men. Do you know what she says about men?
I have no idea. No, what does she say about
I don't know
men?
why I'm even saying this.
You
right now.
obviously know.
So
You got to fill us in
She
on that.
basically is like.
She say that they should vacuum. I think is what they say. Yeah.
No, she's like, men aren't a necessity. They're like dessert.
Oh, that's
Wow.
So you know what?
Mercy sakes.
I'm going to tell you that I somewhat agree with that.
Wow.
And let me explain
Elaborate,
that. So
elaborate.
I've been happily married since
Yeah. You
2001. We've been together forever.
Yeah.
We've been together since 98. I love my husband. But I don't need my husband. I want my husband.
That's good. Yeah.
I love it.
Like that is
I agree.
I tell my wife all the time. I'm like, you better not. You don't need me. Like, you're strong, girl.
Yeah.
Like,
Exactly.
Need is like oxygen, right? I need oxygen to live. Now, would living without Eric suck?
Yeah.
Yes. Like
Yeah.
I very much like
no, those living rooms wouldn't get vacuumed.
No, absolutely not at
know
my
what I'm saying?
house. Not at my house. Just like his toilets wouldn't get cleaned if I wasn't there. Like I don't have any problems cleaning a toilet. Like if a toilet needs to be cleaned, I'm your girl.
You got it.
But don't
Yeah.
ask me to vacuum,
right.
and don't ask me to do the laundry.
I hate laundry. Laundry and dishes are my two favorite.
Eric does the
least
laundry,
favorite.
and he vacuums. We do have a Roomba, but he
Yeah.
also vacuums.
Yeah. I literally did laundry when I was real young because I came from a family with like tons of kids. And if you didn't do your laundry in my house, you lost all your clothes because the pile of clothes in the laundry room was sky high. I think we talked about this with KG last time. But it was like when I got married, I mean, I did my laundry. However, my wife just did not like how I folded my clothes because I probably didn't really fold them. I probably just like threw them in the
You
basket.
just threw them. Yeah, 100%.
And so I basically got my laundry privileges taken away from me because I just didn't do it right.
So early on in our marriage, Eric was folding towels incorrectly.
Yeah, there we go. See?
And
Yeah.
I made the huge mistake of pointing that out.
Uh-oh.
What
So he
happened?
said, well, I won't do laundry. And so he stopped doing laundry, and I had to do it. And it was awful. And then after our second son was born, one of us, the boys were sick, and one of us had to quit work and stay home. And my ceiling was much higher than his. And, I've been in my industry a whole lot longer than he had been in his career. So we made the decision for him to stay home, which means he took on all the laundry.
Yeah.
And
You had to decide it's okay if he folds towels that
I
way.
did.
Yeah.
I did.
Yeah.
And I learned
That's
very
good communication,
I learned
though.
very quickly that there are some things I don't have to have control of.
Yeah.
And folding towels
Is not one.
absolutely not one.
Wait,
Yeah,
can I
that's
ask
great.
you
I love it.
what's the correct way to fold a towel?
Oh yeah, that's a good call.
In thirds, so you know, like
thirds.
you fold it in like long ways. You fold
Okay,
it in
yeah.
half, and then you fold that in thirds.
Oh,
wow.
Right?
Yeah, I'd fail in your world too.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, he was
I'm
folding
with-
it
I'm
like a
with your man.
square. He was like folding it like a square, and I'm like, no, it's got to be like a rectangle.
A rectangle.
Now let me ask you a question: how they folded it today?
Yeah,
How they
did he
folded.
change, or is he still doing it that way?
He rolls them, and they look so beautiful. And,
Oh.
and
Wow,
so in our closet, so they looks like a spa.
So literally, he was
Wow.
like, you know what? I hear you, but I also don't like yours, or maybe I don't know how to do yours. So I'm gonna have a better way.
He basically said, "Hold my beer.
Yes.
I'll show you how it's
Hey,
done."
that's what I'm talking about.
And so
My
now,
man figured
now
it
you
out.
walk into every bathroom in our home, and all of our towels are beautifully rolled, and it looks like a spa.
Wow.
Let me ask you this.
It's a sanctuary for sure. I mean,
I
as
love
as the
that.
bathroom should be.
Yes.
So you love your husband. What's the best thing about being married to him?
Oh.
The very best thing about being married
Yeah,
to
well, I
him
guess what
Yeah.
comes to your mind.
is that he is my best friend.
I knew you
love
were
it.
gonna
Yeah,
say
there
that
you go.
100%.
Is that
and
live,
I love that.
I live and do life with my best friend.
Yeah, that's
And
beautiful.
my best guy friend, let me just say that. Like
Yeah.
he's my ride or die. He'll carry a couch for me. By the way, carry a couch means you got a dead body in it.
Oh my god.
It was from some movie. It's like, oh, let's go carry a couch means there's a body in it.
Yeah.
No, it is. He is my biggest supporter.
Yeah.
And I am my harshest critic, and he is able to point out to me when I am being too hard for me, and I actually listen to him.
Yeah.
You can receive it.
He has no problems giving me constructive criticism at all. However, if I am cooking something and it's awful, he will lie and tell me it's okay.
Why do you get mad? Like if you would have said like, "Oh, this kind of sucks."
I would never get mad because I'm always the one going, "Oh God, don't eat that."
Yeah, you know it. You know it. Yeah, that's great. All right. Toughest critic. She's
Yeah.
like, I know it. Like,
Yeah.
this is terrible.
But you still serve it to him anyway.
Hey, it's what you got. It's what the Lord provided that night.
It's you know, one of the great things about being in finance is recognizing the value of a dollar and throwing away food that you have paid for
Oh yeah.
is awful.
Yeah.
It's awful.
Yeah.
It's
It's
a good
hard.
value to have.
It doesn't matter that I have more food that we could
Yeah,
we could
fix
make.
something else.
It doesn't matter that we have DoorDash and we could order something. It's just, but that that lesson for me though, I really took that lesson after my daughter came back from her senior trip, which was a missions trip to Dominican
Yes.
Republic, and on her senior trip, they had enough food for 4 villages, and they were going into the jungle and taking food to these villages, and their second to the last village they were at, they found out that there was a 5th village that had not eaten in
Wow.
almost a week.
Oh, my
and
goodness.
they were able to reposition everything that they had to provide enough food for that last
That's cool.
village as well. And it's 100% a God thing.
Yeah.
And, you know,
Yes.
if you're a believer, you know exactly what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
And when she came home from that trip and I watched her eat half of what was on her plate and then box it up and put it back in the refrigerator and said, "I'll have this for breakfast tomorrow."
Yeah.
It really hit home because, you know,
yeah.
you're not always doing that.
No.
Yeah.
And that one, so that lesson really made me, okay, let's take a step back. Let's think about this from a financial standpoint, because that's where my brain went, you know,
Yeah.
not a common sense standpoint. It probably should have already been common sense, but, you know, we live life of convenience. And, you know, there's a lot of privilege in being able to throw away your food.
Yeah. Yeah, that's a good lesson to learn, especially as a kid.
Yeah.
Still trying to teach my kids that. Heck, last night I'm like, Elias got like 2 little. I'm like, no, put that back in the Tupperware, and we eat that tomorrow morning or lunch, whatever.
And
you
you'll
know?
love
Well,
it.
you
Yeah.
know what's great about being an empty nester though now is that,
Oh, yeah.
which is fantastic, by the
Yeah.
way. I 10 out of 10 recommendation.
Wait, so you have
Highly
2
recommend-
kids?
I have 4 kids.
4 kids. Okay, cool, awesome.
I have 2 girls, 2 boys.
I love it.
2
That's
grandkids.
Same here. Wow, already grandkids. Let's go.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. How old are your kids?
I'm still 29.
Yeah,
Yeah.
she's. You look so young. You really do. Though.
I love it. You definitely don't look like you have
29.
grandkids, though.
Yeah,
I mean,
yeah. I've got a 12-year-old grandson and a
oh my goodness, that's
2-year-old
amazing.
granddaughter. Yeah,
Wow.
yeah.
Wow. You're experiencing life.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
You're experiencing life.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
so cool. My goodness. Did you guys always want 4 kids?
No,
All right.
no, I didn't want any kids.
Oh, let's go. What
So
happened?
I didn't
then,
want
yeah,
any
what
kids.
changed?
So can we get deep for a minute?
I would love that
So
because
deep
this is
end,
called the
dive
deep
in.
end.
All right,
So.
Head
all right,
first.
we're gonna go deep.
Yeah.
So, as a teenager, I wanted to be a naval aviator. Thank you, Tom Cruise, Top Gun,
Heck yeah.
and 100%, 100%. I was going
could
to
see
be
you.
in my head, I was going to be the first female naval aviator, right? Because women weren't
Yeah.
growing up. I mean, it's crazy to think because you look now, we still are in a male-dominated business, even though if you look at movement, our top loan officers are female,
Female,
right?
yeah.
Crushing it.
And I have the privilege of leading one of those,
Yes,
right?
you
So
do.
it's amazing to think about as a child. You're like, I'm going to be the first female NBA player, which that was also, all 5'1" of me thought that was happening, right?
I love that.
But I was never having kids. I was a
Wow.
babysitter. That's how I made my money as
Yeah.
a teenager. And I was
Yeah.
like, yeah, that's not happening. I'm not having these things.
It's not for me.
No. But my life changed when I was 15. I was raped and got pregnant.
Oh.
And as a result of that, I had a little girl, and I decided to give her up for adoption. And so she is my oldest daughter. And when she was 18, her dad called me and said, "Hey, I just want to let you know she's going to be giving you a call," and she's been back in our life ever since.
That's
Oh,
awesome.
And
my
then,
goodness.
so I went ahead and got my GED, started college at 16, decided I was getting married at 16, did not give my parents any opportunity to say, hey, this really isn't a good idea, because as I said, when I say I'm doing something, I do. And so married at 16. My next child was born when I was 18. I was divorced by 21. And my first husband's a phenomenal man, a phenomenal person. His current wife is amazing. I wish she was in our life from like the beginning. She's fantastic. We have a great relationship, but we had no business getting married. I mean, it was just it's
Yeah.
in your adult brain now, like fully developed brain now, you look back on what was I thinking. But it's definitely led me to the path of where I am. And so child number 2, single mom, and in the mortgage industry, I was in the operations side of it, and I
You
realized
just jumped right in. How old were you when you got into the mortgage industry?
I was 17 and a half years
No.
old.
Wow.
Yeah. My first job
What
working.
the heck? Yeah, what,
Yeah,
why
why
did you jump into
mortgages? Yeah.
So, okay.
That's great. I think you're
Jumping
the
in
first
17.
person that
At 17, I
jumped
was
right
not
in.
jumping into mortgages.
No,
I
I
was
was
like
not.
working a Walmart job, which was a great job, by the way.
So, my father was an engineer at Duke Energy, or back then Duke Power, and he quit Duke. So he took an early retirement package at 20 years when his second year of selling real estate part-time. His first year of selling real estate part-time, he made more
Okay.
money as a realtor
Yeah.
than he did as a 20-year employee of Duke.
Wow.
So, and Dad's been gone since 2008, but he and I mean, I was absolutely Daddy's girl. Like there was, we were buds. And he was like, why don't you sell real estate with me? So I went to get, to get my real estate license
Yeah.
and took the class. I hated it, by the way, hated it. But Dad would pay me as a teenager to do open houses in our neighborhood.
Wow.
For him, right? So I would just host the open houses
Sure.
back in the day, and I won't ever forget. That's when I got fired by my father. Showing a house in the neighborhood to a couple as a man and a woman.
Okay.
And the woman complained about the paint color in every single room of the house.
And you ripped her.
So, allegedly, what had happened was.
Here we go.
What had happened was, I'm standing in the living room with the man, and the woman comes in, and our backs are like to the front door.
Okay.
So I'm not paying attention to my father walking into
Oh,
the
he
front
came
door,
in.
right?
Okay.
And then she is complaining again for the second time about the paint color on this wall. And I looked at this woman and I said, you do realize that they make this thing called paint and you can purchase it at the store.
Valid.
Yeah, I mean, you're right.
Her husband dropped his head, turned his back. You could see his shoulders are bouncing up and down. This
Yeah.
man is laughing so hard because I said what he was thinking.
Oh, yeah.
And my dad heard me say that. And she was like, like, how dare you say
Yeah.
this to me, bratty teenager, to let
Right.
me knock you into next week.
Who do you think you are?
So dad, of course, apologized. They bought the house.
There you go.
Oh, it worked out, though.
They had kids, and I was their babysitter.
Set her straight.
So, I did get fired from that. That's when I realized that truly I did not enjoy. I didn't enjoy the whole house hunting
Sure.
thing
Yeah.
with people, and that's also when I realized that I speak the truth about things, and albeit back then I was a bratty teenager, right, and I said things inappropriately, correct information, but not necessarily the right way, and but I wanted to be a part of the home buying experience. So my dad introduced me to his real estate attorney, and I went to work part-time for them while I was in college, and all I did was update their law books, and I was bored to tears. And so the paralegal, she was an amazing woman. She's no longer with us, but she was an amazing woman, and she was like, hey, let me teach you how to do a HUD-1 settlement statement. And so she taught me how to thoroughly read the lender's instructions because, that's important. And she taught me how to do a HUD-1.
Wow.
And so from there, I got an introduction to an awesome dude named Ronnie Giverson. He was with First Tennessee Bank. Ronnie, I think he is retired now. He's still in Charlotte. But he hired me as a receptionist at First Tennessee Bank, and it was their mortgage office. And his team taught me to process. And in 6
Wow.
months, I was processing mortgage
So
loans.
how
and-
old are you then?
So 17 and a half was
Okay.
when they hired me.
Oh, wow.
So by
That's cool.
18, I had
Wow.
started processing loans. And back then, you did things like pray over the fax machine for that verification of employment to come in, pray over the credit report machine because you would fill out the information and send it. And then, 2 days later, the machine would start going off and they would be printing a credit report that you had ordered. Things were not the way that they are
No.
today. Back then, I physically typed a check for closing
Wow.
for the lender's money on a typewriter and hand delivered it. Like
Oh,
So you've
man.
literally been crushing this game for a long
a
time.
long time.
Yes.
Yeah, a long
Yeah.
time. And I will tell you that I absolutely love every bit of what we do.
Yeah.
My heart is truly with helping others. It used to be taking as many loans as I could and closing those, but now it's definitely shifted with just helping people.
How
And,
did that shift come about?
I think it was a slow grade, right? It was
Slow
something,
burn.
yeah, just over time. Just being able to be with loan officers and help them win deals or help them restructure a deal so that it can work. So taking a no to a yes. And then watching them go celebrate that with their realtor and their client,
Yeah.
it really just fills my cup. And it truly does fill your cup. I mean, for me, and that's what I love.
Yeah.
And the two of the loan officers in my market, I've been with since the beginning of their career.
No.
So
you've got to see them build their business and being a part of that.
Yeah,
is
and
huge.
And I credit them for 100% of where they are, and I've just really enjoyed being a small part of their journey, and that's what fills my cup.
That's awesome. It's interesting. I was before we hopped on here or whatnot. Actually, I really haven't actually got to know you, so I'm getting to know Cher right now. Which is fun.
Yeah.
I'm an open book, babe. Just
Yeah,
asking
I
you.
love it. I love it. But it was interesting because I was kind of asking the Lord. I was like, tell me something about Cher that you know specifically about her. And the one word the Lord gave me for you is conviction. And like everything you've been talking about, and like everything you've been saying, like so highlights that. Like you're such a person of like strong convictions.
Yeah.
And I don't know. I love that. I'm just curious as to, can you speak into more of that? Like, why are you so strong in your convictions? What has built that into you?
Well, I mean, I definitely think that I came from a family of you do the right thing all the time. That's actually my market motto. It's always been my motto for as a salesperson as well. And I think that when you set your mind to doing something and it's for the better of other people, you have to see it through because people are depending on you.
Yeah.
And when I think of everything that I've touched, that of course I benefit from, but the real benefit is other people, that you have to stay the course and you have to be true to that all the way through. And you can't be fake and you can't fall back.
Yeah, you're steadfast.
100%.
Yeah.
Which is a beautiful characteristic of the God we serve.
Absolutely.
He's a steadfast God that's so faithful to us. I mean, you obviously have some amazing stories in your life of God's faithfulness and, just obviously being able to, have a relationship with your first daughter, things like that. That's unbelievable.
Yeah.
It is.
Yeah. She's actually the out of all four of my kids, and I've got four amazing kids, 2 girls, 2 boys. They're 34, 31, 21, and almost 19.
Wow.
She's the one that looks like identical to me.
Yeah.
Like
That's so
you would
cool.
not definitely would know that she is mine. I just think that truly the one thing that I do believe in my heart of hearts is that I am called to love others and I am called to, and so, our mission here to love and value people. Like
I know. Maybe we should talk about movement a little bit.
we might. We might.
30
We
minutes
might,
into
but
it.
that it's the Cher show.
And I love it.
But I think that with being a very strong Christian, and I am very strong in my faith, is that people tend to hear that word and think, oh, you are XYZ because of what is out there on social or whatnot.
Or their own experience.
And their own experience. And there's a lot of bad experiences. I mean, we
Yeah.
can't hide that. What I believe, and this is, I take it straight from the Bible, and I start my morning off every morning walking with God, just so you know. I mean, it's right now I'm doing I'm doing Bible in a Year podcast with Father Mike Schmidt. I'm not Catholic, but I love this guy, and I love this podcast, and I'm
I've
doing
heard
that
of
with
that.
him. Yeah, he's fantastic. But the one thing that I take away from the Bible that I apply every single day that is important in the business that we do, but important to our company, is that my job is to love people.
Yeah.
Period.
Yeah.
Not love people that are like me.
Yeah.
Not love people that have great credit. Not love people that drive, a Lexus like me or a big pickup truck like my husband. Like, my job is to love people, period.
Yeah, that's good.
And that is what I try to do every single day.
Yeah. I'm curious, you talk about loving people and obviously getting an opportunity to love your first daughter. What was that like that when you first met her for this, I guess the second time actually, when she was 18?
Yeah.
What was that like, almost just starting that relationship?
It was like the relationship had been there from the very beginning.
Oh, that's cool.
Right? She and I went to dinner, and she spent the night.
Yeah.
Like there were no
Like
plans.
right away connection.
Away connection.
Yeah.
And she went from being an only child to having 3 siblings.
Yeah.
Right. And so, it is, there were no plans. We were just going to go to dinner. We went to dinner, came back to the house, and she instantly gelled with our family. Her parents are the most amazing people.
Yeah.
If I needed something right now, I could pick up the phone and call them, and they would be there, and vice versa. They've done things for my children. Like,
Yeah.
it is,
Wow.
we are just one big family.
Yeah.
And it is,
It's redemption right there.
it's, listen, I was in a really bad situation, and I talk freely about it and openly about it only because it was the best ending to a bad situation.
Yes.
And there is light out of every bad situation. There is a rainbow. And, it's hard for you to see past the situation that you're in. I mean, it really is. It's when you're in when you're in despair and you're in hurt and you're just, all you see around you is black. There is a light.
What was your relationship with the Lord at that time?
Oh, it was pretty strong.
Was it?
Yeah, yeah,
awesome.
it was pretty strong.
Yeah.
It had to be.
Yeah.
To be honest with you, it had to be.
Yeah.
It had to be. I think I've definitely grown in my faith over all the years.
Sure.
You know, with losing people, you know, losing
your dad.
losing my dad, losing friends that you know at very young. One of my very best childhood friends died at 40 from colon cancer. My a dear friend, she died when she was in her 20s from cancer. That's who Jackson's named after. My youngest son. Like we've gone through a lot of things in life. Life is messy, right? Life is messy. Everything around us is messy, but your heart doesn't have to be. And that's the one thing I do control.
Yeah.
And I am a control freak. Let me just say that.
Me too.
I have no problems being open and honest about that. Like, you know,
Yeah.
but I do say control the controllables, and I control how I treat people, and I control how I respond and react.
Yeah.
And so when bad things do happen, and they happen to me, I try my best to not react inappropriately. And
Yeah.
I mean, listen, I'm not perfect. I've definitely made a lot of mistakes in my
Yeah.
life, for sure.
Who hasn't?
For sure.
So,
Who hasn't?
I mean, obviously, you know, you talk about, you know, your relationship with God was strong, and I think it's just a beautiful picture of that verse in Romans that talks about like God will make all things good for those who love Him, and obviously that's happening in your life. I love seeing that, and so thankful for that. My one question though is, you talk about control. You know, obviously, I think every human being likes control. Like we want control of things. Where have you seen in your life where you've been able to let go and let the Lord just kind of lead and just, you know, deliver and run at His own pace, where you've had to, I guess, follow in those
Trust
steps?
Him
Yeah,
in
what's
that?
what's that look like for you?
My marriage.
Yeah.
I'm just I'll throw that out. My second marriage, I swear I would never
Okay.
get married again.
Wow. So you took a risk there.
I took a huge risk there.
Yeah.
And
Yeah, talk about how you guys met.
That's obviously a great question. Thanks, Jen.
So, you know, I already told you I don't get embarrassed by anything. So
I know.
I'm not embarrassed by
Okay.
Yeah, just putting that out there.
this. We met at a stoplight.
What?
Oh, you're
It's bad.
No,
it's
but
so
not
bad. Oh, no. Let me tell
Oh,
the
it
whole
is bad.
story.
Okay.
Let's
Let me
go.
tell. It was a Sunday afternoon. So beautiful and sunny and hot.
Okay.
And I was a mentor in my church youth group.
Okay.
And I had one of the 16-year-old girls with me from our church youth group, and she and I went out to University Place in Charlotte to go get ice cream.
Okay.
The ice cream store was closed,
All right.
so we're like, okay, we'll go to McDonald's and get an
Yeah.
ice cream cone. The drive-through at McDonald's was 20 minutes. Again, we're sitting here just complaining, going, oh, all this for ice cream.
Right.
So we get our ice cream, and we're heading out of University Place, and I look over, and there's a lowrider truck sitting beside me.
Your heart was just beating.
And I was driving my blue Camaro,
And you had
of course it
confidence.
was
She had
blue.
confidence.
and of course it was blue. Blue
course.
is my favorite
Blue's her
color, by the
color.
way.
I love it.
It is my color. And there's this dude in the passenger side with a ball cap on.
So we're in frontwards or backwards?
What do you think?
Backwards?
Yeah, he's got to think backwards.
And I look over and I give him the cutest little side, you know, tilted
course you
smile.
do.
That, by the way, if you guys ever,
amazing.
if you guys ever observe me out in the wild talking to people, if that head tilt goes to the side and I smile, you know I've got them. Like that, they're eating out of my hand. That is my.
that's amazing.
Listen,
Like,
I am great
The Lord
at
is blessing me right now.
Absolutely. I am great at the poker table, fantastic at the poker table, but my tail out in the wild is that head tilt. And he gave me a little head nod, and he will tell you that that he had too much to drink the night before, and that the head nod was just him nodding off to sleep.
No.
Not true. Not true. So the light, we're sitting, it's a 2-lane, getting ready to turn left. The light turns green and we
Okay.
go. And I say to the girl in my front seat, I say, hey, Jill, check out the 2 dudes in the lowrider truck. Because Eric was in the passenger side
Okay.
and his buddy Patrick was the driver, his roommate then. And so Jill practically climbs into the back seat of my Camaro to see these guys.
Oh no.
And the boys notice this.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm sure.
And Eric says that he hit Patrick like on the side and was like, oh, it's going to be easy. I'm pretty sure he didn't say that,
Yeah.
but, you know, it makes the story so much better.
Yeah.
So we ended up following each other down to UNCC.
Yeah.
And so we're at Highway 49 at a stoplight, and there's a gas station immediately to the left, and then if you turned left, there's a gas station across the street on the
Yeah,
right.
yeah.
Well, they turned into that first gas station. Well, I did not follow them because I was chicken,
Oh no.
and because I had a 16-year-old girl in my car.
Yeah.
And
You had a little bit of wisdom flowing through your mind
Yeah.
a little
I
bit.
bet
Yeah, that's
it
good.
all went out the window a few minutes later. And so Patrick jumps out of the truck and he throws his hands up in the air like, what? What? You're not following us?
Yeah.
And so Jill just starts in on me and she's like, you better pull over. You better pull over. So I pull over in the other gas station and I just kind of pulled around and sat. Made it very obvious that we were waiting on them to come in. So Patrick ran into the gas station and like bought some gum or something and came out, went back to the light, and they rode by really slow, but
Oh,
didn't
my
turn in.
No.
Did not turn in.
This is literally
is the
like what it
best.
looks like in the wild when
Yes.
like animals are like,
Yes.
Oh my god.
Yes.
who's gonna make the move?
Yes. So Jill is like hitting me, going, "You better follow him. You better follow
Yeah.
him." So against my better judgment, I did into the parking lot of an apartment complex.
Yeah.
Oh.
And they parked. They actually knew people that lived there,
Oh,
and that
okay.
was their little thing was like, we're just pretend like we're going over here. And they walked up to the car, and we chatted for a few minutes, exchanged phone numbers, and hung out that night.
That's
So-
amazing.
That's
Yeah.
incredible. You take
Yeah.
you take amazing risks. I love it. And I mean, one thing we talk about is like the only way you experience like life, purposes that God's got you if you take risks. But you also move really fast.
Yes.
You're a fast mover.
Yes. So that story gets better.
Here we go. Yeah.
Story gets so much better. Patrick, Eric's roommate, I introduced him to my childhood best friend, the one who passed away, and they got married a year before we did.
Oh my god.
Wait, Patrick.
The guy
Eric's
in
roommate,
the truck.
guy in the truck
Yeah.
with my husband, introduced him to my childhood best friend, and they
Oh,
got.
I got lost. I thought you meant
Yeah.
Jill, the girl in the passenger
No,
seat. I was like,
no,
wow,
she was
this story-
16. She was
Yeah.
16, and her parents worked for the FBI. Eric was so angry with me for
Oh my
doing that.
gosh, That's
That's
amazing.
hilarious.
He was like, I can't believe you brought a 16-year-old. Because Jill and I did go to their place that night, like when we
Oh, okay.
connected, like
Yeah.
and hung out. And he was like, I can't believe you brought a 16-year-old too.
That is
I was like, neither
wild.
can I. Like, what was
Okay.
I thinking?
So
Wait,
you-
so
yeah,
go
no,
ahead.
go ahead, Jill. Go ahead.
So how did you decide that Eric was worth taking
Yeah,
the
yeah,
risk
yeah,
after
yeah.
you didn't want to get married again?
Yeah.
I knew. So that Sunday night, Jill had called Eric, so I wasn't able to pay him any attention, like, because she saw Eric first, and she was like, that dude's mine.
The 16-year-old?
Yes.
Oh
Wow.
my gosh. That's hilarious.
I mean, you really mentored this girl well.
I did so well.
You
I did
discipled her
so
well. You were like, everything about me you're going to copy.
So that night that we hung out in a parking lot, by the way. Like, we didn't go to their apartment or anything. Let me
Yeah.
just go ahead and throw that disclaimer.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
it was well lit.
bunch
We
of
were
kids,
it was a
yeah.
safe place, all that good stuff. But she had called Eric, so she was like, don't look at him, don't talk to him, da da da. Okay.
Such a girl thing to do.
So
Yeah.
you're Eric,
Okay.
you're Patrick.
All right, I got it.
You and I are having a conversation,
Okay.
but I'm looking at you the whole time. I'm not looking at him.
Why? You're doing that on purpose?
Yes, I was told not
'cause
to.
she told you not to.
And
So
poor,
I was
poor
following
Patrick, does he know
instructions.
what's going on here?
Yeah, is
Oh, I
Patrick
mean,
aware?
like it is so very obvious, but okay. So Eric was getting mad. So now I became the chase, right? He was like,
Yeah,
okay,
we're
what's
back
she
in the
doing?
wild again.
Yeah, so now I'm the chase and
Back
he's
in the
chasing me.
wild.
But we had such great connection. Like, I knew immediately that he was going to be a lifelong friend of mine.
Yeah.
And
Wow.
I've always been that girl that hangs out with guys.
Yeah.
Like, I have
Me
very
too.
few I have very few like
Yeah.
really close girlfriends.
Yep,
Um,
me too.
but a ton of guy friends, and that's been I think part of it is just being a tomboy growing up and playing sports, and that's just who I'm comfortable with. I had an older brother, all that good stuff. I do still have an older brother. He's but but I knew that he and I were going to be friends, and we connected later on in that week and had our first date the following weekend, and we did everything. Neither one of us wanted to be in a relationship. We did everything we could to the other person to make them walk away.
No.
We were mean to each other in the beginning, and neither one of us walked away.
Oh.
And at this point, I'm a single mom. Like, this
That's
dude has
right.
done nothing but date, teenagers and young 20-somethings, 19-year-olds, and he meets me, and it's like, oh, this is a mature woman. Yeah, no, it wasn't. But I was a single mom, and so I know that also frightened him. But
Sure.
he was the first guy that I had dated after my first marriage that I introduced to my daughter.
Wow.
And our first date with her, that we included her, was at Discovery Place. I might as well have been the third wheel. I mean, literally, it was those two,
Yeah,
and
that's great.
and they are thick as thieves now. I mean, they are super tight. But yeah, I mean, it was we were just instant friends.
Yeah, that's cool.
Instant,
I love
instant
that.
friends.
That's what you want too, is to have that connection.
Yeah, I tell my
Separate.
kids, I mean, being attracted to someone physically, of course, I think that's important, but that's not that fades, right? Like, your appearance changes over time. Like, that's not what you look for. You look for who they are on the inside. And I tell my kids, I want you to marry your best friend. And my older two, I believe, are marrying their best. One of my daughters married. One is engaged, and my son, my 21-year-old, he's engaged. He's getting married next month, and
didn't realize
he's marrying a
that.
girl from high school that they were in ROTC together, and they couldn't stand each other in high school. It's great,
Yeah.
right? And
Yeah.
they're both in service. She's in the Air Force. He's in the Marine Corps, and they're both in service, but they were best friends.
Yeah.
And
I
that's
love that.
so important.
That's a blessing.
Yeah.
It is.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's interesting. So, I mean, you've always obviously worked incredibly hard.
Yes.
I can see that all
Yeah.
over you. You've worked incredibly hard. The Lord's also just like blessed you and like almost like anointed your decision-making process. I mean, like jump right in that relationship with your husband, things like that. And obviously your career path has just been incredible. What does that look like with you? I guess kind of just looking at the picture of your life, the trajectory of your life, like the Lord's just blessed you, but you've worked incredibly hard. Like, how have you kept that almost that humble walk, but yet just continually going after things?
So I think anything worth doing is means that it could potentially be hard to do. Like it's I've never had the easy life. And my parents weren't very, they didn't, have very much money growing up. They was, living paycheck to paycheck. I was in love with sports because of my brother. The very first sports team I was on was I was the only girl on a boys basketball team. Like
Wow.
everything I've ever done in life, I've known that it's going to be hard and it's worth the effort.
Yeah, love it.
And the reward of my effort far outweighs the reward of someone giving me a participation trophy. And so just hard work, no matter what, is just ingrained in who I am. It's honestly, it's who the Lord made me to be. It's who I'm made to be. So I don't think of something going, oh, it's going to be so hard.
Right.
It's just,
That drives you.
yeah. I mean,
you look at that and you're
it's
like,
yeah.
let's go. There's
Yeah.
going to be so much on the other end of this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The two hardest things I've ever done in life is bury my father. Like, I'm just going to, that was very difficult. And lose 75 pounds and keep it off.
Yes.
That is hard. That is hard.
And, it like all of the things that I've been through in life, all of the obstacles, at having the rape, giving up a child for adoption and all of that stuff, very, very difficult things. Losing 75 pounds and keeping it off was far harder than that.
Yeah. I see that all the time. I see it all the time. People, they get there and then it's just like they get there and then they're done, and it's that steadfastness that you resemble. Steadfastness. That's incredible. Lord ingrained that in you. So I'm curious, you seem like daddy's girl.
Very much.
Yeah.
Yeah, you
Still
seem like-
am.
Yeah,
He's
yeah.
not here, but I'm still daddy's girl.
And
yeah.
obviously, it's it seems like a lot of his convictions imprinted upon you. You tell us a little bit about your mother.
Oh, my mom's awesome.
Yeah.
Listen, she's used to me talking to dad because talking about dad because I've always been a dad's girl.
Yeah.
She was also a daddy's girl, so she understands.
Yeah.
My mom decided to go back to college after, I was 16 when she started college and become a school teacher. So to follow her dream of being an art teacher. And so she's a retired art teacher.
Yeah.
So cool.
We were younger, my dad, when he was at Duke, he worked out of town. And so mom it was like she was a single mom with me and my brother. And so everything we did, we did because of her. You know, it's, all of our sports, getting through school, just getting through life. And she also worked, she worked a typical 9 to 5, like come home, throw food in our face and get us off to our sporting events. That's just what we did. And so seeing her work hard, she laid that foundation.
Yeah, you've been surrounded by people that work
I
really
have.
hard.
I really have. Yeah. And, my mom says that, and I have to take her at her word, right? So she said that she was terrified doing things growing up, like going up to the counter to pay for something she was buying, because they didn't have any money growing up, so she never bought anything. But like those first, she was terrified of doing. So she wanted to make sure that my brother and I did all of that stuff from a very early age. So we learned to do things on our own. Now she's standing in the background cheering us on.
Yeah.
Sure.
From a very early age. And I can't begin to tell you, like when you stop and think about everything that you do or that you've done in your life, having somebody do that, teach you that is incredible.
Yeah,
and
that's
it's
amazing.
very much part of who I am today.
Yeah.
And she totally gets credit for me, but she's used to me talking about dad. Because of being a daddy's girl. And she said she will tell you the one big mistake she made was not making me come in and learn how to cook. By the way, I'm a pretty good cook now. Like, I meal prep and cook all the time, but like I am not a great cook.
Yeah.
And she will tell you that was her one downfall. It's not. Instead, I was outside mowing grass and playing basketball and picking strawberries and helping whatever they planted in the garden to pick or whatever, because we ate our food came from the garden.
Yeah.
That's there
Where'd
were
you
nights
grow up at?
in Charlotte.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I grew up in a little part of Charlotte called Derita.
Oh, wow.
And
Never heard of that.
well, you know what? You're missing out because us Derita
workers,
kids are awesome.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Apparently, I'm missing
Sorry,
out.
and then I went to I went to West Charlotte High School, WC in the house, the best high school. I don't care what anyone says. We had the best football team and the best marching band. I don't care.
Were you in marching band?
No, no.
I was.
Athlete.
Oh yeah, you were.
I was an
that.
athlete.
I'm like I was in marching
Dominating
band.
the court.
Yes,
Fields.
yes, little teeny Cher out there,
Yeah.
dominating the court, point guard.
Which I know that I do know there's one thing, you love sports and you're still into
Yes.
sports big time.
Very much,
I
very
mean,
much.
You're like following all the stats and everything,
Yeah,
right?
yeah. I tell everybody that. So this is what I tell all my clients, and this is true, that I am full of useless information unless it's mortgages or football.
Yeah,
Then I'm your
yeah,
girl.
yeah.
And I do like to remind our wonderful Casey Crawford that he sucked so bad he got fired by my Panthers.
Oh my gosh.
He usually follows that up with, but I won a Super Bowl ring the next year. But you rode the pine, buddy.
Oh
you rode
my
the pine.
gosh.
No,
I
I
love
just
it.
totally
I love
miss
it.
it. But I
That's
do.
amazing.
It's like that's one of the things that when I talk about movement, I talk about Casey.
Yeah.
That is one of the things I talk to my clients about too, because it's fun to make fun of Casey.
Yeah.
Because he takes it so well. But, also too, it's relatable in life. He got fired from the Carolina
Yes.
Panthers,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
And let's just go ahead and talk about it. Carolina Panthers suck right now.
Hey,
right?
whoa.
Okay? I'm a ride or die
Listen,
Panther fan.
Okay, good. I'm
Okay,
about to say.
like I'm a ride or die Panther fan.
We got things coming down the line. all right?
we
got some things coming down the line.
have been building for about 8 years.
Yeah.
And
but my boy Dan Morgan's gonna get it right.
I honestly think Dan is exactly what we need.
He gonna get it right.
I think he's got to clean up the locker room.
Yeah. Well, hey, listen. We also got Hunter Renfro coming in there, so he's the man. I'm a big Clemson
I'm-
fan. So
I think that I am. But let's
We're
just
gonna
be
figure it
honest.
out.
let's just be honest. We're not the best.
We're not the best,
Okay,
but we're
and
gonna figure it out.
we're not the best. We're not the worst, but we're close to it.
We're
or
gonna work
have
hard.
been.
We're gonna work hard
We
and get
are
there.
absolutely. It is
Yeah.
a lot of hard work.
Yeah.
However,
It is a lot of hard
however, Casey still got fired
He did.
from a team like
Wow,
that.
I
He
think
did.
we've now said that 3
I'm
times.
just saying.
Yeah,
No, I'm
he
just-
did.
Wait,
But-
let's shift and go into like why you love movement after making that comment. Like why
because
do you,
Casey got fired, and I'm just,
why have you been here so long? Why do you love it?
I am at Movement because this is my family.
Yes.
I am at Movement because I can pick up the phone and whoever answers on the other line, the only thing that they care about is taking care of me and the client.
That's good.
I am at Movement truly because they love and value people, and that is what I believe I'm called to do.
Yeah, it aligns with
How
how
long, how long have
live
you
your
been
life.
here?
Almost 13 years.
Yes.
August,
So
13
you've
years
seen
in
a lot of people
August.
come and go.
I have. I have, and I've watched the growth. I mean,
Yeah.
you know, it was. I almost didn't come to Movement. Let me just say that I was at Bank of America when I started it. I left SunTrust and went to Bank of America. When I went to Bank of America, I would have told you that's where I'm retiring from. It was that great.
Yeah.
Really?
It was. It
I
was. And,
rarely hear that.
well, and I think the reason why you rarely hear that is because after the merger with Countrywide, things changed in our industry and as a whole. So it's not really fair to say, oh, it's a Bank of America issue because
Sure.
it's not. It was an industry issue, but the shift really changed, and so the way that things were there really changed. And I tell everybody I stayed a year too long, and I had a year in between at a company that started out really great and then went downhill really quick for me. And but while I was there, I used to sell against. Back then we were New American. I would sell against New American, and I believed every lie I told
Oh.
because
Convictions.
Oh, yeah.
100%.
That's all. You are convictions. That's. I mean, like.
100%.
Lord gave me that word. I was like, this makes sense.
It's but I truly didn't believe that a company was what
Sure.
we
Yeah.
were, right?
Sure.
And so I was not looking here, and we just had a really rough year. Lindsay and I had a really rough year where we were because we've been together. Her first day in the mortgage business was my first day at Bank of America, and I was being taken downtown to the ops center to like the red carpet. Well, I was a top
Sure.
producer. Red carpet rolled out. Oh, come meet everybody. And so here's Lindsay. She's coming fresh over from the banking center, and I'm like, hey, come with me.
Yeah.
And so I take her downtown so that she gets to experience what I'm experiencing. And they were very angry at me for bringing her. She was, in their opinion, just a junior loan officer, and she just came over from banking center, and this was
Wow.
reserved for the top producers.
Yeah.
And I don't subscribe to that line of thinking. I think that what's good for a top producer is good for somebody who's brand new in the business. Like
Yeah.
we give the tools to everyone.
Yeah.
You know, and
Wait, say who Lindsay is for those that may not know.
Lindsay Atkins
Yeah.
is our number one loan officer at Movement
Yeah,
Mortgage, and
just
has been
clarification.
has been in the top 3 for pretty much her entire
Yeah.
career here.
Yes.
She's amazing.
is.
But so I know I totally squirreled onto that story. I'm so
No, that's
sorry
okay.
about that. So we had a great experience there, and then 2007 happened, right? And just the market changed in general. But I would have never looked at New American, and we had that really bad year where we were, and it was like we really need to talk to New American, and so we. I had breakfast with Casey. Lindsay had breakfast with Casey. and-
Separate?
Separate.
Interesting.
We knew we were whatever move we make, we would make together.
Wow.
But we knew that we needed to vet it separately for a lot of different reasons. Number one being that my line of thinking and her line of thinking are very different, so that we could come back together and
Yeah.
talk.
No,
Yeah.
that's smart.
And
yeah.
and then we went to spend time in ops and with Toby
Okay.
and John Third.
Oh, love it.
They were all up there. John wasn't in his position now back
No,
then.
yeah.
And we walked away going, what are we doing? Like, we should have made this move
Sooner.
2 years ago, like truly, and we wanted to be a part of it. We knew that their values aligned with ours, and it wasn't. Listen, there's another reason why I stay, and I'll get to that in a minute. I'm so sorry. I'm so squirreling, you guys.
love it.
No, it's perfect.
You've got to align with where you are. Like
Yeah.
you can't. I could not go to work with people every day who don't think like me about loving people, who don't want to
Yes.
take care of people, right?
Yeah.
So I couldn't work at a place where it was every
Me
man for
neither.
themselves.
Yeah.
I mean, I just couldn't. I would be the one going, okay, let's love, kumbaya, let's sing together. But there's another reason that we're here. And I say we're here, and I mean collectively probably every salesperson in this company. And that's because we close loans fast and efficiently, and that is what's important in today's world to a salesperson. How does a salesperson make their money? By closing their
Closing
loans.
loans.
They make no money if we don't close loans. And so
doing it fast and efficiently means you can get a referral out of that.
Well, what it means is
Experience.
that the experience is good for everyone. It can't just be good for the salesperson,
Right.
It's got to be good for the buyer. It's got to be good for the seller. It's got to be good for the agents. It's got to be good for the builder. It's got to be good for the client if they're refinancing. The experience has to be good all the way around. And we are overwhelmingly phenomenal at that. And, since I've been here in the last 4 years, my team specifically, so just for me, we have met our TPD dates or our CSD dates at a 99% level.
Wow,
Oh my gosh.
crushing it.
And,
That's amazing.
Well, we do things fast and efficiently.
Yeah.
And this company cares about all of that. Time is money for the client. Time is money for the realtor. It's for the seller. The quicker we do things, and it's like our fast to the fight.
Yeah.
We say we're fast to the fight. We deliver, good news fast, but bad news faster. We are fast to get out there and tackle it and get it done.
Oh my word. Fast to the fight is like your life motto. I
Oh
feel
yeah.
like.
Oh yeah. I love
Yeah.
wearing my t-shirt.
Oh my God.
Moves quick.
I love that.
I'm coming in swinging,
You're
baby.
getting
Let's
it.
go.
Getting
Let's
it
go.
done.
It might be a sucker punch, but I'm coming.
I love it.
And it might be. Never mind. I
It's
can't say
definitely
that on
below
here.
the,
I was
below the
gonna
belt
say
because I'm so
below the
short.
Oh my God.
Well, I mean, and have you guys ever noticed there's a lot of tall people that
There
work
are
here?
a lot of tall
Yeah,
people. Yeah.
I'm not one of them.
Oh my
Neither
word!
am I.
All three of us are
Yeah.
kind of
Yeah,
on
we're
the
the- we're like
shorter
the shorties.
side.
Side.
The
Fun
shorties,
size
that's
is
right.
what I like
Yeah.
to say.
I am
Fun
a
size. You're definitely fun
I'm
size.
definitely
a
fun
lot of-
size.
A good punch.
Packing a
Yeah.
lot of fun
Yeah.
and punch.
Yeah.
Okay, one of the things I wrote down that I wanted to say to you is that so we were at a market leader meeting in Texas.
Oh Lord.
And I remember at one point, like, because we're having a lot of speakers, and they want to engage with the audience. They want feedback from you guys. Ask for feedback. There are very few people that actually give honest feedback when asked for it, and actual good questions. Because I think people are a little bit afraid of what the answer will be or how they will be viewed when asking certain questions. And I just remember sitting in the back of the room, and Cher was sitting up front, and she was just asking questions, and she was
Rapid
saying,
fire.
Yeah,
Yeah.
she was saying the things that everyone else in the room was thinking.
That's called
but
conviction.
Yes. She was the one that was raising her hand and speaking truth. And so I wrote that down because I feel like you are such a
True speaker.
Yes, that is like who you are, and that's so rare, but it's also so necessary.
So growth happens when we're honest.
Yeah.
And when we are afraid to be honest because of how we may be perceived.
Yes.
Listen, I know who I am. I know my heart, and I know that anything and everything that I do is for the best of everyone around me. Okay, I know that. That being said, I can stand confidently and say the hard things and ask the hard questions, and quite honestly, fight for the person who's afraid to fight. Listen, I ask questions for people at this company all the time that I may not agree with the question I'm asking, but I ask because they're afraid to ask, because they're afraid of how they're going to be perceived. Now, what does that means that sometimes people think that I am obnoxious,
No.
loud.
Loud maybe, but that's not a bad thing.
You know what's interesting about it though. I love this because it's this, when it comes to my relationship with the Lord, the one thing I always try to make sure I do is that I lay naked bare before the Lord, because
Yes.
if I'm not able to receive whatever the Lord wants to speak into my life or the way he wants to lead me, then I'm never going to be able to walk into the purpose and fulfillment I've got, that the Lord's got for me. And it's like for you just that's you. Like you're okay with what the Lord has to say, or where he's going to send you, or what he's going to do, because you're confident in the fact that, one, how good the Lord can turn situations and use them. And so that's sort of very evident in your life,
And let me be very honest. I talk back to him too.
Yeah, for sure.
Like
Why?
I am a mouthy
Yeah.
child.
I am too.
I will tell him,
Yeah.
I think you've lost your mind.
Yeah.
Like, and I think so. I think that's so important
Yeah.
to realize is that
You're like Jacob wrestling with the Lord.
yeah,
Yes,
and
same.
and his patience with me is phenomenal. Kind of like my husband's patience with me too is phenomenal. I think it's really important to say is that when you walk a path that you believe in
Yeah.
and that you are convicted in where you are, it doesn't mean that you always go willingly.
Yeah,
Yeah.
for sure.
Oh, for
And
sure.
I will say, like with speaking the truth here, is we're in the people business.
Yeah.
Like we are every single day. What we provide is to help people, and we have to be honest with leadership. We have to be honest with ourselves. We have to be honest with those that we lead. And it's okay to ask the tough questions. And you know what? It's okay for them to say no.
Yeah.
And you have to be willing to receive
Yeah.
it.
Well, that's
You know,
good.
it's yesterday on a call when it was a market leader call, and there was they were saying, I think we need to reach out and ask for some feedback. And I made sure I made a point to say, you need to be prepared that some of that feedback is not going to be good.
Yeah.
And I think that's important. It's important to say the bad stuff as much as it is the good stuff.
Yes, I
And
agree.
as a middle level leader here, I'm definitely not, not on the executive team. If I was, Casey would be fired. I'm kidding. I'm totally kidding. I couldn't resist.
Only from the Panthers.
Oh my
Only
gosh.
from the past. No, but I think that in all seriousness, I think that we have to be willing to say and ask the hard questions, but we also have to be open to the feedback
Yeah, the
coming
response
back,
coming
which
back.
means that I'm not perfect. I make mistakes. I gotta be open to the fact that hey, you dropped the ball here.
Yeah.
Let me ask this. And I feel like I know this answer, but are you living your fulfilled life right now?
I'm getting close to it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So what's some of those dreams left in there?
Yeah. What's missing?
Well, personally, we have a bucket list, and so we're
Okay.
trying to hit numbers, and I'm going to have one this year. I'm so excited.
Which is
Boom.
what?
Don't make fun of me.
Oh my gosh. What?
So I turned 50 this year.
Okay. Wow.
I know I look
50,
like
big
she's got
number.
Grandkids at
Lots
50.
of
I look
lots
like
of
I'm
experience.
29.
Yeah,
I
you
look
look
like I'm
29.
Still giving that sad look coming out
Yeah.
of the side of her
Yeah.
Camaro.
Head tilt.
So I am a Disney girl,
I knew you were gonna say Disney as soon as you said that. I'm a Disney girl too.
and
it.
one of my I almost wore my Mickey Mouse earrings
Oh
today.
my gosh, I would have loved
Just
it.
because they're gold and they match my gold belt. Anyway, but one of the things on my bucket list was is to be at Disney for where the Magic Kingdom is decorated for Halloween.
Yeah.
And then overnight
They change
it to Christmas.
Wow.
And
Yeah.
I've
In
always
one night, they really
Yeah,
did?
they
That's
all
incredible.
come from
It's
like under the
amazing.
ground.
You're gonna be
and
there?
do
It's
it.
amazing.
Are you going to be there?
Yes.
That's
Yes.
so amazing. That's so fun.
So we were going to Hawaii for my 50th, and with kids, man, kids, with everything we had with the
Yeah.
kids this year, like with my son's a competition. You don't know this, but my youngest son's a competition cheerleader,
Oh, wow. Awesome.
and so we thought that this past year was going to be his last year cheering, so we did the cheer tour. So we had so much going on.
Yeah.
We're like, okay, we'll do Hawaii another year because I've never been to Hawaii and I really want to go. My
it's
husband's
great.
from California, so they went to
Yeah.
Hawaii often. Like it's like us going to Myrtle Beach.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sorry, you
But a
can't.
little different.
Yeah.
You can't say Myrtle Beach without going Myrtle Beach.
Yeah, that's right.
So he was like, well, let's do the Disney thing.
That's
Oh
fun.
my
So-
god, I'm so
That's
So
excited.
awesome.
we've
for
been to
you.
the Super Bowl.
Okay, that was on
That
the
was
list.
on the list.
Okay.
Nice.
So our next thing is we are going to do we're going to make sure we go to a football game in every stadium.
Oh, that's so cool.
Wow.
I do not want to follow the Panthers around. I want to go to every stadium except for Atlanta. I've been there way too many times. I love you guys in Atlanta, but I will never cheer for the Falcons ever.
Wow.
that's all right, that's fine.
Sorry, had to
Okay.
throw that out
Yeah,
there.
that's fine.
Yeah.
I want to visit every stadium and be a fan of the team, of the home team.
Like the
That's
home
cool.
team.
I want
That's
to go
really cool.
and do that
Yeah.
home team
Yeah.
experience at
You
every
live
stadium.
life. I love it.
I
And
live
so
life.
that's on the bucket list.
I love that.
And
beautiful.
and honestly, my career path, we're heading there, and that is just to help every loan officer I can be successful and go to what they want to be. I
Yeah.
tell people I want to meet you where you are and take you where you want to be, not where I want you to be.
Sure.
And I think that's a problem with leadership in general. I think leaders, say, oh, here's the goals I've set for you, and I want you to go hit these goals. And when you're dealing with sales, yes, there are sales goals that need to be met, but you meet people where they are, and you
Yeah.
take them to where they want to be,
Sure.
not where you want them to be.
Yeah, it's kind of like
That's
raising
great.
a kid. The old proverb talks about raise up a kid in the way,
Yep.
and he'll return. It's not that you raise them up the way you want them to be. It's like, no, you literally raise them the way that the Lord designed them to be.
Yeah.
And then they go and they run.
It is, I have friends that think I'm crazy because all of our kids are, one's in California, one's in Germany, one's in Charlotte, and one's in Miami. And they're like, does it not make you so sad that your kids have left you? And we tell them, I say this over and over again, we ingrained it in our children that they have a path, and that path is not written by me.
Yeah.
The path is written by
That's
the Lord,
beautiful.
and that they are to follow what the Lord has set out for them, not what mom and dad has set out for them.
I love it.
Oh, that's so
Setting them
good.
free.
Yeah.
That's amazing.
Well, you're doing great, and we're really
Yeah,
proud of
you're
you.
crushing
And I
it.
do just want to say, when we were trying to come up with people to be on this podcast, and we didn't really know what it was going to be yet, I just automatically was like, I need Cher to
Yeah.
be on.
Cheryl
Dave's-
come in here and look
yeah.
like a dunce.
No,
and-
no, no, no,
This
no,
has been,
no.
I've so loved this
Well, and
conversation.
Dave's like, why Cher? Because he doesn't really know you,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
And I'm like,
You asked it in a weird tone, though. I was kind of like, hey, like,
yeah,
why
tell
share?
me
Let's go.
about
I
her.
wanna
Yeah,
know.
yeah. Sorry, I said
Yeah.
that in the wrong tone.
Why share?
Yeah.
Hello.
It's a
First
terrible
of all, my
question.
name
yeah,
is
you're
Cher.
right. You're right. You're right.
mean,
I apologize. It's a terrible
obviously.
question. It should have been yes,
Well,
Cher.
now,
Let's go.
but now we know that it's Sherilyn.
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 Yeah.
But anyways,
just for the record, I will punch you in the nose if you call me that.
I will never call you this
Okay.
outside of this room.
Okay,
I
thank you.
believe her.
Thank you.
But I will say one of the things that because you came immediately to my mind, is because you're a strong, badass female
Thank you.
that I feel like a lot of people do look up to and a lot of people are very inspired by. But I also, and I didn't know a lot about your story. I feel like I do now, but I think I also had this sense about you that obviously people who are in these incredible positions and who are leaders and who are doing things the right way, like you said you do, it's because they have really good stories, but also they have really hard things too. And so I feel like one of the reasons we're doing this podcast is to highlight people that are just leading the way and loving and valuing. And I know that sounds really cheesy, but it is who we are.
It
and
is.
we are a family, and families get to know things about each other.
Yes.
And
My-
so, yeah, I'm thankful that you came on and that you were super honest, which again, I also knew that you were going to be
Oh,
honest.
yeah, you knew.
I see an episode 2 coming up. There's so many things in your
Yes,
story that I'm like,
part
we can get
two.
into.
The one thing that that if I could just encourage anyone and everyone,
Yeah, please.
all three people listening to this,
Yeah.
Zach, well, no one's listening yet.
Right.
not
They
yet.
will be.
right, is embrace the hard, embrace the suck. It is it's one of the things that we talk about, like when I'm working out with my trainer. He
Yeah.
tells me all the time to
Yes.
embrace the
Let's
suck. Embrace it, because there are so many valuable lessons that you learn in the hard that you carry over to the easy, that makes the next hard easier. And it is it's hard to do.
Yeah.
It is hard to
Yeah.
do.
But if you dive in, man, it's so
Yeah.
rewarding.
yeah, it is.
There we go.
Okay,
Share,
one
dropping
last thing.
knowledge.
Yeah, dropping knowledge. One last thing, and then we're gonna wrap it up.
Okay.
So we didn't talk a lot about your dad, but I just feel the need and the sense to tell you that like he's really proud of you.
Thank
And
you.
I know you know that.
Yeah.
But I'm a daddy's girl, and so I just want you to know that he loves you and he's proud of you, even
Thank
though
you.
he's not here, and you're doing him justice and you're honoring his legacy and what he's kind of invested into you by living your life the way that you're living
Thank
it.
you.
So.
Thank you. Yeah, he's proud.
Yeah,
He's
so
proud. My mom's proud too.
And your mom's proud too,
Yeah.
and we did talk about her, and I'm
We
glad
did.
we did.
We did.
Yeah.
We did. Poor mom. Mom, if you're listening,
I didn't want to
I
leave
love
her.
you.
I didn't want to leave her out. I was
Same.
thinking about her.
Yeah.
I know you had a strong mom
she's
in
so
there.
used to it. She is strong.
Yeah, I
I
knew
mean,
it.
she is a strong woman.
Yes.
And let me tell you, you've got to be strong to raise this smart aleck right here.
Yeah.
I mean, I am such a smart ass to that woman. It is. Can we not wrap it up? I got to tell a funny
Oh
story.
my word! Please
Go for
tell
it.
it.
Go for
Please
it. Yeah, I
tell
love it.
Mom lives alone, and she's about 10 minutes from us.
Okay.
I always told her, y'all remember the clapper, and then the clapper
clapper?
that turns on the lights,
yeah,
right?
yeah,
like
yeah.
the old people like you used to do that, and then the med alert bracelets
Yeah.
that and help, I'm falling
Life
and
alert.
I can't get up.
Yeah,
Yes, yeah.
yeah.
So I used to joke with her when that first came out. She was in her late 30s, and I would
Yeah.
always tell her, like, when that first came out, I'm like, I can't wait till I get a phone call from you. It says I'm falling and I can't get
Oh
up.
my gosh.
About 2 years ago, I got a phone call from my mom, and she is laughing so hard.
Oh.
She can't catch her breath, and I'm like, are you crying? And she's like, no. And then I realized she's laughing.
Yeah.
And she's laughing so hard. And I'm like, what is going on? Like, you don't just call somebody and you're laughing. She goes, I'm falling and I can't get up.
It's come true.
So of course I jump in the car and I go over there and I help her get up. But that just tells you where the personality comes
Yeah,
from.
for sure.
That
Yeah.
she was
She's
already
able to laugh through
laughing
it.
before she even called me, because that's
amazing.
she's an awesome
So
woman.
she's
too.
able to do hard things.
Yeah, she
She's
is
like,
able
I'm
to
gonna
do
make
hard
this hard
things.
phone call. Basically say, doggone it, you told me,
What's her name?
Denise.
Shout out to Denise.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Denise.
she's
appreciate
pretty
you.
amazing. She
Raise a
is.
strong woman.
She did. She
Yeah,
did.
love it. Well, Cher, this has been so fun. I really do see it
So
episode 2, so
fun.
hopefully we can make that happen sometime. I
Have
appreciate
me
you
back
coming on.
anytime. I love talking. If you haven't figured that out yet.
We
All
do
right.
too.
Yeah, exactly. Well, thank you, everybody. If anybody actually does listen, for coming on the deep end. We'll see y'all later.
See you next time.
Thank you for listening to today's episode. If you have any questions, please email us at thedeependwithdaveandjen@gmail.com. We'll see you back soon for the next episode of The Deep End.